Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Have a toast for the real.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl T from Adventures of Spirits, and welcome to Spirit Scrutiny, where we will be continuing our white wine series. And today we will be focusing on the wine grape Moscato, which I'm sure all of you who are watching, I'm sure, who know anything about wine, if you haven't heard any other wine name, I'm pretty sure you've heard Moscato. The most common names are Chardonnay, Moscato, and Merlot. Those are usually the top three that I hear. Of course, yes, Champagne and Prosecco when you're talking about, mimosas and so forth. But in terms of the still wines, usually it's Moscato, Chardonnay, or Merlot, or like the top three, or Cabernet Sauvignon. But most people hear about the first three or know about the first three, basically it being a household name. So today we'll be going through Moscato. And before we get into this Moscato here, let's talk about the Moscato grape. Okay? So before we taste, we got to learn a little bit, right? So Moscato. So basically it's really called a Muscat Blanc or Petits Grains. Those are that is the official name of the Moscato grape itself. Okay? Muscat, and I can tell you that, believe it or not, Moscato, it does taste like the name. I mean, it does smell like the name, but it tastes so good to most people. And it's mainly because most of the Moscatos are sweet. But guess what? Not all Moscatos are sweet. Some Moscatos are dry, some are semi-sweet to sweet. I know, right? I have yet to taste a dry Moscato. I've tasted a semi-sweet Moscato, which is what this is, and I've tasted a sweet Moscato, which I can't stand, but a lot of other people seem to love. They love to drink it. And so with that stated, let's tell you just a few facts about the grape. So the grape actually grows, it is actually originated in Greece. Okay, doesn't mean that it can't be grown anywhere else or harvested. Please know that when I say something originates somewhere, it means that is the birthplace of it. Now, there are people who export it and try to harvest it, plant it and harvest it in other places, but usually the result may be different in terms of the taste, okay? Because usually if a grape is growing somewhere and it produces what it's supposed to produce in a successful manner, it basically means that is the soil, the temperature, the environment, the weather, everything is perfect to cultivate and harvest that grape. When you move grapes from a primary place and you take it somewhere else, maybe it may not grow as good as it did where it originated from. But that's just to let you know that Moscato is grown in various places, but it did originate in Greece. Okay. And this Moscato itself pairs very well with all foods and fruits, especially fruit. Okay. Moscato is, to me, it's almost like a wine, like a Sauvignon Blanc or a Malbec or a Prosecco or Champagne that just sort of goes with everything. Okay. So let's get into what you came here for. Let's get into the tasting. Okay. All right. So let's see. So this particular top, we will be popping bottles today. Okay. So I'm going to move my glass over. And usually on these types of tops, there has a little band that you can actually unravel. Some bands are easier to find on some bottles than others. So what you want to do is always place your thumb or finger on top of this bottle when you are unraveling and opening. Okay, especially I prefer to use my thumb because you can apply more pressure and control. And what you want to do is take the gate off, but I'm still holding the cork. And you never want to point this in front of anyone's face towards anybody or towards you or towards anything you don't want the cork to fly out to, just in case, because sometimes the pressure could have been building so much to where it was just waiting for that little gate to be released. Okay. Now, most people want to be dramatic and they want to go poop and they want to see the thing overflow and they just pour it all in a glass. I'm sorry, not going to do that. But just so you know, this particular Moscato, if you noticed, and I just wanted to let you all know, this one is like a semi-carbonated Moscato. Okay, not all Moscatos come with this type of top, with this champagne top. Okay, which is a pressurized cork. Okay, some come where you have to use the wine opener. Okay, I haven't seen any Moscatos with a twist top yet. If you know of any, let me know what the brand is. But most of the time, there's a cork, and that's like if it's a still Moscato wine. This one is a semi-sparkling because it's not a full sparkling, but we'll find out once we open it. I've tasted this before, but it's been so long ago I don't remember, because usually there's usually three types of wines that I buy from this particular winemaker, from this vineyard, and it's usually Moscato. I've tasted the Pinot Grigio, and I've also tasted the Prosecco. Okay, which actually what we'll be tasting for the next episode, along with understanding the difference between Prosecco and Champagne. But as stated before, some Moscatos are still wine, meaning no bubbles, and some Moscatos actually have a bubble. So let's see if this is a full bubble like a Champagne or a Prosecco, or is it just lightly, sparkling. So let's see. But I don't prefer to just go pop, pop. What I do is I like to hold on to the cork itself, and I actually slightly twist the bottle slowly, and then I just let it slowly release, and it just gives just a light little pop. Okay, and you get to control it instead of it popping into someone's face or hitting something that's too expensive. Okay, so let's pour this. Okay, so this is a full bubbles. So this is a sparkling Moscato. Okay, and this particular Moscato, the name of the maker is Gemma de Luna. Okay, and the price range of this Moscato is about $28. That's the average, so it can be higher or lower. We already discussed that the grape is from Greece, and this actual vineyard is in Piemonte, Italy, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Piemonte, Italy. Piemonte, Italy. I'm wondering how it's going to taste. Let's look at the alcohol content, because like I stated before, usually bubbles don't usually have a high alcohol content. Okay, see, this one is just 7.5%. So it's a low alcohol level. So it's not as high as the last three wines that we tasted, which were in the 13s. Yeah, so let's go ahead and taste this Moscato, because it's been a while for me, and I just keep pouring bigger and bigger. This went from a tasting to a quarter of a serving to now it just, boy, I tell you, okay, my hand's getting a little heavy, y'all. So let's see. So I'm not gonna twirl a carbonated wine, but the color of it is just like the Sauvignon Blanc. It's just a very pale yellow, and it's carbonated. So, don't even think about the legs. Don't worry about it. The bubbles are pretty much going to dissolve those. But in terms of the smell, the nose is very fruity. I smell fruit big time. I smell peaches, grapefruit, a little bit of orange. You're getting a little flavor pattern here. It seems like most of the white wines sort of smell similar to the ones that I've chosen so far. I smell nectarine, but I also smell like plum. Ooh, that smells so good. Pineapple. And I do smell the sugar. I do smell the sweetness. And there's another nose that I can't just get, and maybe it'll come out in the taste and it'll remind me. So let's just go ahead and see what this one tastes like. Mm. The onset of it, very, very, very flavorful. Very nice. Very nice. Definitely something that the wine drinker and the non favorite wine drinker would most likely drink because of the sweetness of it. It's not too sweet. This is a semi-sweet. But you do taste more of the sweetness in this Moscato. That's a definite. So it will really satisfy that individual who likes sweet and that individual who doesn't. It's almost like a perfect balance. And I want to say semi-sweet, but usually the semi-sweet's a little more on the drier spectrum. Like semi-sweet is usually not dead center between dry and sweet. It's usually a little more towards the dry with some sweet. But this one is a little more semi-sweet, closer to the sweet spectrum. Okay. And I'm trying to get that other note that I was smelling to see if I tasted it. But so far, I taste everything that I've informed you that I smell. So I'm going to taste it again to see if I can detect that other note. You know what I taste? It's very strange. And okay, well, one, in terms of the finish, it's a long finish. So the flavor is lingering. It's almost like the flavor soaked up in my jaws. And even after I swallowed, it's almost like the saliva that is generating in my mouth is like bringing all of the flavor back. Like as if it's like, it's salivating wine again. That's what this is doing to my palate right now. And maybe it's because of the carbonation, right? The filling in the middle of a Oreo cookie. Okay, that's what I taste, but not the Oreo cookie filling, because the Oreo cookie filling is extremely sweet. The ones in between, like those vanilla cookies, like the cheap cookies you get at the grocery store, but got the filling in the middle and the cookies are like beige colored, like that. That's the feeling that I'm tasting in this Moscato. That was that flavor. I'm thinking, I know that smell from somewhere. That's what it tastes like. This is good. It's very good. And the feel on my tongue is very smooth. It's very velvety. It's a velvet on my tongue. And when I first tasted it, it did give like that little, that little twinge. It did give you like that, you know, almost as if it was like sour, bitter or something. I think it was that citrus that I tasted, and yeah. Remember when I said I smell like pineapple or whatever? That's pretty much what it gave me right here. This is actually pretty good. This is some good stuff. Emma de Luna, and I like the bottle too. The bottle's real pretty, isn't it? The bottle is very, very, very pretty. I actually like that. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, Moscato. Okay, I guess I got a Moscato that I can keep in the house, because I usually don't keep Moscato in the house. Excuse me, because most of the Moscatos are extremely sweet, and I just can't take it. And it's kind of hard to find a Moscato that's not that sweet. But this is a very good This is a very it's a happy medium between the two. So I think that I'll definitely keep this in the house, like at least one bottle in the house at all times for Moscato. So, all right. Well, I guess I'll have to let my daughter know about it. I'll definitely close it up with one of the carbonated covers, and I'll put it in the refrigerator, and it'll last for whenever she or I decide to open it back up. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the Moscato review today. And next week, we will be reviewing Prosecco and how it differentiates from Champagne. And after that week, we'll start venturing into going into the red wines. Now, I did not feature Chardonnay, and I'm not going to, because I don't like it. And no, I'm not going through being tortured to drink it. Just so you all know what it tastes like. You all want to know what it tastes like? But anyway, I may feature Chardonnay, but that's only if I can find my stainless steel Chardonnay. If I can find my Chardonnay that is Asian stainless steel, then I will do that one and do a video on that one. But I have to remember which it is, because there are not that many. So I'm gonna have to contact my my wine buyer and contact him. His name is Nico, and I'm gonna ask him if he remembers which one is the stainless steel one, and I'm gonna go get one, and then I'll do a review. But other than that, please, I hope you join me for the end of the white wine series, which will end on the next review, Prosecco and Champagne. Please note that if you like this, please hit that like button and subscribe. And please come back and visit if you enjoyed this. Just set your notifications. I'm usually very good at scheduling my videos, so you know when I'm going to have a video or whether I'm going to be live. Please remember that Tuesday Libations is every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And on Wednesdays is Spirit Scrutiny, where I review all different types of wines and spirits. 6 p.m. is usually when the videos premiere. And I am also doing a YouTube series on the YouTube journey with other YouTube channels, talking about their initial journey, the ups and downs, lessons learned, challenges, as well as their growth and what to expect from them coming forward. So, excuse me, everybody. I went down the wrong pipe. But anyway, I guess that meant I was talking too much. So anyway, Thank you for watching. Hope to see you next time. And please remember, come and see me again next week at 6 o'clock. Thank you.
Let's have a toast for the real ones.